She could not stop writing stories. No, that's a terrible way to start a story. No, she thought to herself, as she walked along the subway platform, carefully stepping over dots of spit and chewing gum and rotten tomatoes and bits and pieces of saudade. Ah, saudade. You know, saudade, nostalgia. Now, she happened to think of that word because in her ear from her iPod, she was listening to Nana Caymmi singing in Portuguese. And Nana Caymmi was singing of love and life and saudade. So she walked along the subway platform, avoiding the weaving drunks and the ever bored teens, and the grandmothers carrying plastic bags full of bok choy and bananas, and tough guys with tattoos running down their jugulars, and book readers and Bible readers, and eye-stopping faces of beauty. Oh, God, she said, stop this. You don't have to make a story out of everything you see. But she couldn't stop because, of course, that's how she avoided thinking about herself and her life and her failed marriage. So she just kept her mind going, and she wrote constantly in her head and tried to express the explosion of skin color and skull shape and gene pool that was floating past her in that subway tunnel. And then she saw him, and oh my God. Oh my God, it took her breath away. Not him so much, but her reaction to him. He was tall and thin, and he had black snapping eyes under very thick curly lashes, and there was an electricity about him that even the dust molecules in the air were flung about in excitement. Oh God, how could I meet him, she thought. I have to meet him. I have to meet him. And she thought that he was looking at her too, but that was just her desire, that he be as attractive as she was. Well, then the A train came in the station, and he got on, and he turned around, he looked right at her and grinned and was gone. Oh, my God, what just happened? What the hell just happened? Something, it's not my imagination. I know it's not. Something just happened. And then the E train came in, and she got on that. And she stood in that train. It was morning rush hour. She was wedged between a very well-dressed young woman carrying a briefcase and a teen, a big bear of a kid with that inevitable thump-thump coming out of his earphones. And she held on to the pole. As the train rushed from West 4th to 14th Street, she tried to think of what had just happened. Why didn't you follow him? Well, then the train stopped, and people rushed off, and she held on to the pole to steady herself a little bit, and then the door closed, and the train started, and a voice behind her said, "Hey!" And every non-existent hair on the back of her neck stood up. "Hey," said the voice again. And she turned around, and there he was. There he was. He'd followed her. He went backward and sideways. He got off that A train, crossed the platform, and got on the E train. So there he was, and there she was. And he said, "What are we going to do about this?" And she said, "Grab it."